All right, good evening, everybody. I'm Nathalie Cabral, and I'm the director of the Sagan Center for Research at the SETI Institute. And each year we honor one of our scientists for their accomplishment, but it's more than just for science. This award also celebrates their excellence in education, outreach, and service. And speaking of going the extra mile, Dr. Franck Marchis, who is honored tonight, is quite the frequent flyer. You'll soon understand why Frank is standing, or soon standing, here tonight. But before, let's just say that what strikes me most about him is his passion and the contagious joy for what he does. Franck is a planetary astronomer with a PhD from the University of Toulouse in France. He joined the SETI Institute in 2007 and was part of the first Science Council. Frank is actively involved in startups that promote science, outreach, and astronomy. In 2017, he co-founded and joined Unistellar as its chief scientific officer and VR2Planet as a scientific advisor. He is an active member of numerous scientific committees and was honored in 2023 as a fellow of the California Academy of Sciences. Frank develops the next generation of adapted optics for large telescopes. He is the collaboration manager on the Gemini Planet Imager Exoplanet Survey, which studies Jupiter-like exoplanet at the Gemini South Telescope. His research focuses on asteroids with moons. In recognition of his discovery for the first triple-asteroid system in 2007, asteroid 6639 was named Marchis. In collaboration with Unistellar and the SETI Institute, Franck created a global community of over 2,000 citizen astronomers who use Unistellar telescopes to gather data on astronomical phenomena. This initiative has led to peer-reviewed publications in planetary science, and their observation of the DART impact and Dimorphos contributed a paper in Nature. Frank played a key role in the SETI Institute's participation in the international art project, A Sign in Space, which involved sending an encoded message from ESA's ExoMars back to Earth. He hosted a 2-hour live stream event interviewing artists, engineers, and scientists while answering audiences' questions in real time, showcasing his ability to bridge art and science. He was also instrumental in organizing the SETI Institute monthly public lecture series and the SETI Lab weekly social media live stream, which explores progress in space science and spark discussions. Recently, he led successful outreach campaigns for the annular and solar eclipses, engaging people worldwide. Frank is an active ambassador for the SETI Institute, forging relationships in Saudi Arabia, Dubai, the Maldives, and throughout Europe. Frank, one of my dreams would be to see people around the world as happy as you are, going through life with passion and commitment to science, education, outreach, and service to that fundamental part of the SETI Institute's mission, which is to share knowledge with the world. It is therefore my honor and privilege tonight to name you the 2024 CSC Directors Award recipient on behalf of your colleagues, the Science Council, and the leadership of the SETI Institute. Congratulations, Frank. So I have to say, too, that you know that the Olympic Games are in France this year. He's the first medalist. Wherever it is, over there.
Thank you very much. Wow. I'm a scientist. I'm not very good at getting honors like that and make speeches and so on. So I prepare a few slides because I know we cannot have a conversation without slides, right? So first of all, thank you very much to the Science Council for choosing me as a recipient for the 2024 Carl Sagan Award. I think it's a very special year for the SETI Institute, so I'm I'm double honored the fact that I'm getting it this year because it's a very interesting year for us. And also because there is the word Carl Sagan in this award. And somehow Carl Sagan always influenced me. As a kid, I watched Cosmos, I read his books, and I always dream about one day working in an institute that search for extraterrestrial life. And here I am getting an award on his name. So thank you very much again. So I'm gonna basically say a bit about why I've been working at the SETI Institute for 16 years and why I think it's one of the most amazing places to work as a researcher. This is what I chose as a strength of the Institute. There is way more, of course. I'm not gonna talk about everything. But one thing really that I think is very unique in our Institute is the exploration part. When I see my colleague traveling around the world, going to Antarctica, Chile, Arctica, diving, looking for life in extreme environment, I think it's truly inspiring, and there is a story to tell here. I love the fact that we started at the SETI Institute this idea of community science. I mean, there is SETI at home, there is camps, there is a lot of projects where we involve the public in science, creating the first generation of citizen scientists. We are also an institute which focuses on innovation. Think about the creation of FDL that brought AI to space. I mean, we are the first institute who have done that. And we are now kind of reference for most people who study AI and use AI for space exploration. We have an amazing artist in residence program. We mentioned the Sign in Space, which basically attract the attention of millions of people. We had 2 million downloads of the data in 1 week when we posted them on the network. We're also a team of instrumentalists. I love talking to my colleagues about the new instrument they're designing, hearing about the story when they test them in the bottom of lakes or ocean, when they go to observatories and put together those cameras that will one day image a potential Earth-like exoplanet. And finally, I love the education and outreach. A clear example we have at the SETI Institute of the success of our program is when people know about us by name. Even when you go to the Maldives, they know about the SETI Institute. They have heard about our SETI Live. They have heard about our social media. When you go to conferences, you meet these young people, young professors who remember the first time they did science. It was at the SETI Institute in the RAU program. So thank you for all of you for doing this. The people is really the last part of the puzzle that I wanted to mention. The people are the researcher, but also the admin, the IT, the HR, who really tried to make sure that we follow some rules and regulation. Thank you. And also our grant manager, who always keep us focused on writing those grants that will fund our research. So all of this, the reason I get this award is not only for my research, is because of the contribution of all of you, the strengths that you bring to my research. And the creation of Unistellar is basically the heritage of the SETI Institute. When you look at Unistellar, the network, the goal, the instruments, the outreach, and so on, we basically took what have been done at the SETI Institute for 15 years, and we put it in this private company. So thank you very much. I know I have 5 minutes only. I have no idea how long I've been talking, but I want to give 2 examples here. Outreach and education. 15,000 people watched live the eclipse in April 8th of this year. We had stations located along the path of the eclipse, and some people experienced for the first time a total eclipse, and so our reaction. I went to France last week, and I met people who watched the program and mentioned to me how cool it was to see scientists, researchers, board members, students, and so on, who experience and talk about the eclipse. This is great for us because our name is now spread around the world thanks to this astronomical event. And I think we should do more of those in the future. I want to talk about two scientific results that I think are iconic in our research. One of them on the right is the discovery of the true exoplanet, Jupiter-like exoplanet. What we meant by that is a planet like Jupiter orbiting a star called 51 Eridani, 100 light years away from us. And the tiny dot you see here moving at the bottom at around 6 p.m. is basically the planet. It's an image of a planet taken with the Gemini Planet Imager, an instrument which was built over for 10 years to detect and characterize, search, detect, and characterize exoplanets like Jupiter. We published this in 2015, and that was the beginning of an era where now humanity can see exoplanets, and in the future, we hope to be able to see Earth-like exoplanet, so hopefully detect life on one of those worlds. On the left, you see another observation, take this time with a tiny telescope, the Unistellar telescope from Réunion Island. What you see here is the impact of a spacecraft, the DART spacecraft, on Didymos, Dimorphos, the moon of Didymos, and near-Earth asteroid. You can see the puff of the explosion shortly after the impact. This is an important video, an image, because from this observation, we basically confirm that humanity is not capable of deflecting an asteroid that could potentially impact our planet. This was done in 2022 and published in 2023 by the members of my group. So someone asked me to talk about the future, how I see the future of my research at the SETI Institute. So I asked the intelligence I'm talking the most at the moment, it's called ChatGPT. And I asked ChatGPT, please draw me an image of what will be the future of the SETI Institute. So on the left, you have what ChatGPT see. Andrew is going to be super happy about that, because what ChatGPT believes is that we are going to build on Mars, not on Earth, on Mars, an array of antennas, and we will be basically looking at the data through these kind of holograms and wearing spacesuit. Natalie will be super happy about this because she loves spacesuit as well. And that's the way we're going to be looking for aliens. So I told ChatGPT, maybe you should change a little bit to broaden your vision. What about we include some astronomy and so on? And this is more my vision, which is we will continue to expand the Unistellar network. We will have the laser SETI network as well, CAMS and other network, because the goal here is to be able to observe the sky 24/7 in the idea of, with the goal of detecting a signal coming from an extraterrestrial civilization, but also be able to characterize and understand the universe, like finding, for instance, an Earth-like exoplanet. And that's the future I hope we're going to have all together. Thank you very much.